That should be good. Okay. Let's get this ready. Hello, Shafe. Good to see you, sir. Okay. Okay. Caught it early today. Ironically, I'm actually a little bit later than I usually am today. All right, so let me do my usual thing, my usual gubbins, and we'll get started. Hey, yo, welcome to the Uncle Show. And today, we got a familiar face here. This is the real grade RX-78 Gundam version 2.0 prototype. It's this one, the real grade. And Nathan, yeah, so this is a, sorry, just checking chat. This is a, well, we've looked at real grade kits before. I looked at the Wing Gundam Zero, the Gal Gaigar, so we kind of know what to say. This is the Gundam version. This is the 2.0 version. I'll dive a little bit more into it. Hey, Shaik, how you doing? So I wanted to kind of, this was going to be, you know what, why don't we just dive right into the box right away. We got manual. Oh, almost forgot. I need my parts collecting tray. All right, we got Gumph. And stickers. I'll dive more into this in a little bit and just kind of explain why this kit of all things. Oh. Well, those are going to be for the beam sabers. I shall put those aside because we're probably not going to need them till the very end. Why am I still recording? Come on. I'll switch to 1080p in a hot second. There we go. And then we're gonna adjust la camera. Okay. Kind of want to. Can we get it a little lower down? Okay, I think that's perfect actually. Well, actually, hold on. Doing more of Gundam's Optimus Prime. Essentially, yeah. Okay. Switch to autofocus. Remove the bucket. Okay, next. Gotta get, oh, and the stickers flew away. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to talking more in a little bit. I just want to get very quickly set up. We shall put parts here. I put my cellular Tellier phone on the side so that I can see the chat. There we go. Let's see, you got them up front. Yep, yep, yep. All right, let's, well, first things foremost, shall we set up our little rack of parts? So that's gonna be B, F, D, that's A. That is undoubtedly A. Okay, D, C, D. Oh, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Almost forgot one little thing. Yeah, we don't need 4K anymore. We can just switch to 1080p. That way, my camera is not cooking its guts. So, D, that's E right there. Not as interesting. So, just kind of looking at this, not as many runners as I thought there would be for this, but I'll dive into that in a little bit. H, I. Okay. So to kind of explain this one, essentially, you guys already know what real, or should know what real grade is by now. It's essentially like Gundam model kits in the 144 scale, but just a little bit more like detailed and with like a lot of the gimmicks you would find on like the master grade stuff. In fact, a lot more gimmicks than normal, honestly. So there's that. And what the hell? What the hell happened to my table? Something horrible has gone wrong with my table. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Yeah, so anyhow, what are we doing? So, we need I. As for how my morning is going, it's going pretty well. Cannot complain too much, Shike. So, I-13. So, there we go. I-13, I-14. The reason I wanted to build this is because, one, I really like the RX-78 model kit, or the RX-78 as a design. And also, I was just kind of curious because I think we're going to need F a lot, so I'm going to keep this out. We need F10. And the reason I wanted to get this one in particular is because, I don't know, I like all the, this is G actually. I like when a model kit's able to retain a lot of the gimmicks, you know what I mean? But I will say, at first, I was planning on getting I was thinking, before I really knew sort of the ins and outs, I was thinking about getting the original RX, the original real grade Gundam kit, but, well, there's a very good reason why I didn't do that. Apparently, they're a lot of fucking shit. So I avoided that like the plague, and opted. And plus, at first I was a little put off by this one just because. At first I was kind of put off by the visual noise of it. There's a lot of like little mechanical details that kind of put me off, and for me, there is a part of me that's like, ooh, I want stuff that look like the anime, but I don't know. The more I saw it, the more I got curious, especially after, am I putting this in the right way? I think especially after, you know, I built that, does not want to go down. That doesn't want to go down. Something's up here. I just didn't have it plugged in all the way. Okay. By the way, today I found out I made my beat-em-on so unnecessary faces. A lot of stuff to fix. Never any fun. As I was saying, the more I kind of looked at it, the more I realized the mechanical detail actually was like it made me kind of intrigued. It looked like a very well engineered little kit. So I decided, why not? It's not the most expensive figure either. It was like 40, which is, you know, not the cheapest, but I got curious. And this, unlike a lot of, it's based off the statue. Oh, the one in Odaiba, Japan. Or is it the one in Yokohama now? One of the two. Actually, if that's the case, then I'm probably going to approach this very, very differently than when it comes to you know, stickers. Actually, I might actually really get down with a lot of the stickers just because I don't know. With anime stuff, it tends to have a very clean look. But with statues, suddenly it's like a case of, well, you want it to look like the real thing. So someone answer me. Actually, Chuffy would definitely know this. Are the decals it comes with accurate to the real life statue? Or is it just naked? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. Ugh. Yeah, there have been a few. There's that one Zaku statue in Turkey too. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Okay, then looks like I am gonna have to get. Looks like things are gonna get a little sticky in here. Hey. Uh-oh. Do I have this upside down? Oh, nope. I just had to really get it in there. Fair enough. And the perfect grade is based on the first ever statue. Perfect Grade Unleashed or the original Perfect Grade, the one from like the 90s. Actually, it's kind of fun story about that one. Actually. About the old original Perfect Grade. There actually was a I found this like list of like what they considered from like a Toy Fair, what they considered the 100 greatest action figures ever made. And of all the Gundam kits, the original Perfect Grade was on there. For seemingly with the main reason being it's really big. Which, I mean, fair enough, but well, one, if you want just big, there was the mega size one that came out later, wasn't there? Uh-oh. Getting a little bit toasty than I'd like. The 1995 one. Got it. I mean, to be fair to the Perfect Grade one, it is like still kind of impressive that for the time and that kind of like they just nutted up and did it. And there is still something like really kind of special about the OG Perfect Grade, if you get me. Just like it has all the aesthetics. It's very all the aesthetics it has. It's very like it's still pretty posable for the time, even for the time. Obviously, it's been kind of. I think it's basically been supplanted by the Perfect Grade Unleashed, which I do want to get at some point because, ooh, that thing looks very sexy. These are interesting little. These are interesting parts. Perfect Grade until it was designed to be more of a tech demo on Bandai Bragging Rights. So it's one of those toys. Okay, I like to call toys like that malls, like store centerpiece toys. The kind of toys that most people aren't going to afford, but you put it in the center of a toy shop or like any kind of collectible shop, it looks amazing and says to the customer, "Oh, this shop is worth it," or "Ooh, this shop has like everything I can need." There've been a number of toys like that. The Transformers has had a bunch of those. Like with the big one was Fortress Maximus. Fortress Maximus was like the really big one when it came to that. My camera looks weirdly My webcam looks a little overblown today. Might have to fix that later. Ultra Magnus was like that. Barbie, of course, had her dream house. The Barbie dream house was a very something very much meant more so for showing off of everything. I think the biggest one for me is the very bizarre but still kind of amazing the USS Flag for G.I. Joe, because holy crap, that thing is amazing. But who the hell actually had that thing as a kid? Like, okay, for the viewers at home, I want you to look up right now the G.I. Joe USS Flag and tell me if you think any parents back in the 80s bought that thing for their kid. Okay, I think these are going to be butterfly joints. Oh, do you have Primus? Yeah, I have the Cybertron Primus. In real life, we'll say it. It's functionally possible. It's functionally posable in the same level as the 1979 one. Damn. Okay, never mind though. Whoo! Not cheap. Not cheap at all. Yeah, there's. No, I'm always fascinated by like the whole concept of centerpiece toys, and it's kind of one of those things where I guess it's still kind of around, but not really. I mean, the decline of brick and mortar toy stores is one obvious reason, but also it's just it's just one of those things where if you want to do a display like that, you're like something to really impress, you know, customers. Nowadays, they're more likely to make a display like that to impress investors rather than, you know, your average customer. Or like impress journalists. Because like another interesting example of that is, I feel like is, you know, Hasbro every so often feel the need, I have this feeling, feel the need to be like, okay, we need a toy to take the place of the tallest Transformer ever. So, like back in the day, that was definitely, what's his face, Fortress Maximus. But then later on, you know, Transformers as a brand got really big, and especially come the, you know, after Dark of the Moon, like the Transformers brand was still like crazy profitable. So they were like, okay, let's supplant Fort Max. Let's do Metroplex. Metroplex is because now we have all the articulation in the world to do this crazy thing. And Metroplex is a fun toy, but he's also one that's like weirdly not as impressive as Fortress Maximus. Because Fortress Maximus was dumb, goofy kids toy personified. It was meant to be like this big load of silly fun. Whereas Metroplex, there is fun to be had. You know, he's got missiles, he's got the voice gimmick. He's technically a triple changer. But yeah, how high is a foot? Oh yeah, Shike, you're on the metrics. About, say, 12 inches. Okay, it's 12 inches. And as for conversion into meters, don't know. We did learn the metric system in my school, but it's kind of it's kind of one of those things where unless you're using it a lot, and I mean a lot. Wait, I have a rule. Wait a minute, I have a ruler here. It's a foot ruler. Hold on. 30 centimeters. About 30 centimeters for you, Shike. Completely forgot. I had a ruler on hand. So this is going to be wow. Look at that inner frame so far. All right, A8 and A7. I have one model kit that I'm really excited to build, actually. The Perfect Strike Freedom, because I was saving it for when I hit 6,500 subscribers, and it looks like we're going to be getting that soon. So, oh shit. Go away. Go away. Hang on, what? What the hell? That's going to be for the chest crunch, I guess. Very intriguing chest crunch system. Looks like we're going to get, because another reason I wanted to get this kit is this is a kit that actually has the core fighter. which the core fighter as a Gundam gimmick is so very rarely any good. But this is apparently the one that utilizes it the best, and also at the same time is doesn't hinder articulation as much. So pretty snazzy. Yes. What the hell is this? We're working together with I don't care. Spam calls. Spam, spam, spam. This is definitely going to be a very funky. Oh, some extra bits. Clip those off. Okay, this little patty here is gonna go in like that. Very odd. Back up. Back up. This does not want to go on. I think I got it. Okay, A15. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. A28 and A29. It's kind of interesting. I saw, speaking of Gundam, well, we are building Gundam, but I saw an interesting little debate going around online online where a person was saying was kind of upset because according to them, they were upset that there hadn't been a truly 100% anime accurate. Oh, that's what they want me to do. A 100% anime accurate version like a model kit of the RX of the grandpa. And it's kind of one of those things where in many ways they're technically right, but also, in my opinion, I think they're also kind of wrong. Because, you know, there's stuff like the Massacre 2.0. Oh, where I actually think looking at that thing is animation, very, very animation accurate. It looks great. But at the same time, I do think, you know, if you want sort of like as animation accurate as that, there's also something very limiting about it too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the reason why the Origin works so well is because it's immediately recognizable as the RX-78 with, you know, obviously a couple little changes because it's trying to the Origin. But at the same time, there's something about it where it feels like, you know, it's like what Masterpiece's original goal was, where it was, let's make these toys like the best approximation, like this is sort of like the essence of the character. You know? Because if you want animation accuracy, there are the more basic model kits. Whereas nowadays, you know, there is something nice about having figures that are a lot more, they're able to articulate more. They're able to kind of have a lot more detail or fun little, neat little engineering tricks. Like, if you wanted it 100%, like, you know, like, I just want a vaguely animation accurate version of the character, you could just get one of those Gundam Universe dolls. Although, mind you, those things do kind of, there is something, I don't know how good or how bad those things are, but there is something about them that looks a wee bit like crap, I'll be honest. But I don't know, they remind me of those anime hero dolls, if you know what I mean. Getting these windows in is a bit of a pain. Probably because there's a little itsy bitsy bits of sprue. Wow, that just flew across, but lucky for me. And there's some little bits of sprue on this one too. There we go. That went in so much better. does not want to go in. Got it. Just have to be aggressive. All right, that's looking good so far. All right, now we get to build the freaking core fighter. Oh, by the way, just a heads up. I very much doubt we're gonna build this on stream. In fact, I'm kind of waiting on a text from my wife to go both pick her up and something else up. So it's very likely that I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing on stream. This was actually one of those model kits I was actually debating, do I want to do this on my own time or not? And I kind of figured, cause I have a schedule for the next few weeks as for what I'm building. And I was kind of like, do I build it on stream? Do I not? And I decided, yeah, I'll build it. I'll at least build a good amount of it, so that just because this is a very popular model kit, and some people might be curious. A 30. Oh, I had a package delivered. I think that's my I'm trying to lose weight right now, and I'm on what's it called, Septide right now, and it's been very helpful actually. I've actually managed to lose 30 pounds, which is great. I'm probably gonna. I just want to like kind of slim down for my wife and I. We're doing like this big wedding celebration with like family and all that, and I wanted to shed some of the pounds so that I could. Well, actually, shed some of the pounds so that I could look nice. And the funny thing is, you really don't, it's kind of funny with weight loss, you really don't realize just how much like, like committing to losing weight, like properly, can change how you look until you start doing it. Cause like, I looked back at an old, I am dropping things on the ground. I look back at an old photo of mine before I started like getting serious about it, and I almost didn't recognize myself. I was like, what's this fat fuck? And I know I'm not like the, you know, and it's not like I was like the most, the most fat person out there, but it's still crazy. Okay, and this part here. I really like the way this is all. I love how this is set up. Get on there. Okay, I need D16. D16. Gonna have to reconnect this. You don't look like I need to lose weight. Now I don't, but, well, you saw me when I've actually managed to lose some weight. Hey, that's the thing. Ugh. Okay, got this attached. Do I need D still? Okay, I'm gonna need A21 and A22 later. A22. I need H. $14.12. It's 12. I'm also going to need D14. Oh, shoot. Did you watch No Country for Old Men? Anton Chigurh? No, I don't think I have, and I really should. I actually like the Coen Brothers movies, and that's kind of considered like their best. It's certainly the one that, like, when you hear about it, it's certainly the one you see reference all the time. So, call it for a no. Wow, I can tell this is going to be a lot, pretty involved core fighter, actually. Compared to some of the other ones. God, there was one that was like kind of in particular, like really kind of crap. Which one was it? Oh, it was the that god awful. It was the god awful. It was that master grade one. I'm sorry, my brain just completely shut off there. Yeah, like the master grade RX, the master grade 3.0 had a pretty lousy implementation of the core fighter where like if you plugged it in, you couldn't even get it to work with like an LED kit. Judge Holden could easily destroy Gundam. What a concept for a crossover. Welcome to Death Battle. Today's battle will be the Judge Holden versus Zanoble. I forget how his name goes. I'm still on like episode 12 of the show, of like the OG series. I just got to the part where they're given the big state funeral and they go Hail Zeon over and over again, just in case you need a reminder of who the Zeonic Front basically are. I've been enjoying it so far, although this is good. I have a weird observation about it, and maybe you guys will heavily disagree, but hear me out here. I'm still gonna watch it as is as the OG series, but I'm kind of seeing why a lot of people, why maybe it would work better. The OG series would work better as a series of movies than it would a show. Hear me out here. So what is kind of interesting about the show is that it's got like it's crazy fast paced, especially for the time. Like there's never a slow moment in that show. I'm actually gonna turn my camera a little bit more here so you can see more, which is great, but also a bit of a problem because there's very little downtime, and where the characters are allowed to just kind of bounce off each other, which there are exceptions, but you know, it's kind of one of those things where like a movie kind of makes sense for it just because it does have that very theatrical kind of feel. Like honestly, someone can probably tell me this. Is the first compilation movie like a compilation of the first how many episodes is it? Oh yeah, it'll go in like this, wouldn't it? Of the first 13 episodes, like, because watching it, I kind of feel like that ending where everyone's going, Hail Zeon, or whatever, that's kind of like a perfect ending point for like the first movie, like. Movie. So I actually do wonder, do think those movies would be a little bit better. Speaking of fast-paced shows, have you watched Psyche K? No. I am aware of the show, mostly because what game was it? The lead character was in that Jumpstar Victory Versus game on PS4, if you remember that. Can't remember if it was a supporting, like a generic kind of support character or not, though. Regardless, he was there, and that's kind of how I was introduced to him. He wasn't in. I know he definitely wasn't in Jump Force because Jump Force can't have cool or interesting characters. Well, okay. Jump Force is weird and also frustrating in that you can kind of see like the outskirts of a good game coming forward, but it's just kind of it's one of those, it suffers from the fact that it's one of those, like, you know, anime tournament fighter, anime like arena fighting games, which can be actually done well, but, you know, like stuff like, you know, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is really good. The Naruto Storm games, holy shit, those are great. The problem is, though, they kind of, with Jump Force, it kind of doesn't really do anything with it, and it doesn't really do anything that intriguing. It's actually kind of baffling to me that game sold actually pretty well from what I heard. Just because, you know, okay, which part is which? That part. Boo. Landing gears parts forming. Boo. Boo. Okay, so core fighter. That's an adorable little core fighter. You don't get the little guns like you do on the Master Grade one, but I don't think people are gonna cry as much. Let's see here. We flick these up. Then we flick that in there. And there you go, little core block. Are we actually almost done with the torso? How long have we been going? About an hour, wow. I think Jump Force was the created character because anime fans love created characters in their games. Yeah, no, I do too. That part was fun, even if, like, you know, the resources to build that many characters was kind of limiting. And there's also the whole art style of that game. That was such a weird thing. I will say, though, excuse me, I weirdly prefer the art style. I prefer the art style of that game to anything Sony have released in the past couple years. Good God. I saw some screenshots from that state of play with play, and that whole just over realistic. Everyone looks like they're made of tapioca pudding. And, like, they're going for realism, but it just looks so bland. Okay, which part did I need? This one. I actually kind of hate talking to my friends about a lot of video games these days, especially like the ones that are coming out, because I'll be honest, like, the state of video games, a lot of video games these days is pretty dire. I don't play a lot these days. Just because there really ain't a lot that interests me. Okay, I need A17. Sorry to be a little bit downer there, but it's just like, and it's not just the fact that, you know, it's the visuals are all the same. A lot of them just have the same feel. Well, feel they say. Like, I feel like with a lot of games, especially Sony ones, my God, you can just honestly line a bunch of them up in the line a bunch of them up in a row and say they're all from the same game, and I'd believe you. I would frickin' believe you, man. I need A27. Wow, we've actually gone through a lot so far with this runner. So far, in comparison to, you know, the other real grade kits I've done, this is so far one of the the easier ones. Although, mind you, Master Duel added overframe finally. Nice. Yeah. How do you want me to attach this? Click, A for trip, A10 and A9. So this is going to be intriguing. So we got to take out this, move back that. Then we get the core fighter plugged in like so. It is going to go in there, right? So there are 4 little tabs that we gotta get plugged in. And is this allowed? There are 4 little tabs that you gotta get in just right. I would not have done those tabs. Oh, wait a minute, I got it. And then we plug this in like comme ça. And then, there we go. Then you just lock it in at the ass. Up his ass. Pretty nice. Oh. Okay, I'll see how that waist works out more when excuse me. When we get to the what part? When we have a little bit more going on. F. That's E. F9, F6, and B6. That's G. Oh, I already had F out. No wonder. Careful with this one. Click. Okay, it wants me to put some stickers on. What kind of stickers? Ah! Really, really teeny ultimate unit. Pilot chest of the Gundam box. So many places to connect. Yep. Now we come to my favorite bit, which is stickers. Where do you go? Oh, is this just a decal where I can, it just makes it look nicer? Or like A16? Oh, that's the case. Fuck that. No. No. Also, it kills the light piping. Why would I do that? Silly. Give me your face. A2. Oh, wait, that's weird. So instead of... so that's weird. Instead of the usual light piping, it instead goes for some filled in ones. I think. Hold on. We'll see. We will see. Okay, I have the option for stickers, but I like those eyes. And I'm totally not. Well, actually, those gold pieces don't look. Oh wow! So you get the option of like these super detailed stickers that are like. I'll try. Do I want to try and put them on? They look cool. They actually look kind of cool. Yep. Where are my tweezies? Hey, Trunks. Yeah, most real grades don't require stickers. That's actually really good to know. But I'm going to put the stickers on this one. Some of the stickers on this one because unlike a lot of them which are based on the anime, this one is based more on that statue that was in Odaiba. Or is it the one in Yokohama? So I'm actually gonna try and that actually looks kind of cool. All right, I got them in. All right, I need B. B8 and 5. It's probably going to be the white section. Call me crazy. It's almost like we're building a gun. 5 and 8. Yep, the Gundam's iconic red beard. It's like it kind of looks like an ancient Egyptian, like mummy or something. D. I need D7. The crest. And I'm also going to need the helmet and the helmet bits. So let's get those out now. What? What fell? Oh, the head wanted to escape. You're not going anywhere. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Oh, I did this wrong. Gotta say, this is looking to be a very nice head. Yo, who's getting the best head? That one image. That is a really nicely sculpted Gundam head, actually. Okay. Click in. Yeah. Okay. All right. What bits do I need now? Let me get a little bit reorganized, though, actually, just because we have a lot of parts scattered around. Okay, we needed F, though, so I'll keep F out. F21. And F23. Let's get the other one ready. Ah, shoot. Oh, no. Everything's falling, man. Case in point. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. $27, $28. 2 F-25s. Two I-19s. F-24, let's lock them in. There we are. Okay, beam sabers. Da 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 da. What the fuck? Fellers. What happened? Where did his spike go? That's a problem. Junk. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that sucks. But that's why we come prepared. Oh God, why is it leaking out already? No, 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 no. Oh. Great. Oh, ew, ew, ew. Why? I'll be right back. last thing I need is a bunch of like, oh, God, that's annoying. Okay, let's try that again. I hate glue. I hate glue. I hate glue. God, I hate glue. Mensch. Nothing much, just minor crisis. What's up? It's all good. We're just vibing. There was a minor crisis where a part broke off. I went to get some plastic cement for it, and this didn't have the seal you normally get from, like, you know, glues or whatever. So it just kind of squirted out. Yeah, not fun. God, fucking, I hate glue. An argument with a YouTuber, surely, what kind of argument? Of all the things for the argument to be about, what is the argument context? It's not just visually what makes Beast Machines kind of weird, because, okay, if they wanted to tie in more to the organic aspect of Transformers, fine. That could actually be something kind of intriguing. The problem comes down to, it's just not, even if you could get past, like, the fucking bizarre designs, even if you can get past that, you cannot get, the writing is just really bad. It's just not a well-written show. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, honestly, and like they still have a lot of the same design aesthetics, like the Crystal high big strain gaming, like a lot of the. This is gonna sound very bizarre. Oh shit. Oh shit. What's up? What's up? Sorry, it's just my wife. Yeah. I think. Oh no, go on. Yeah. Yeah. I also think it's a lot of like that show just feels like a lot of different ideas with no real clear vision. Like I've seen some of the early concept art for the initial stage where it was like a horror thing, and it was like if it was something along the lines of like a standalone like weird kind of horror, half horror kind of super dystopian thing, it'd be different. But like yeah, like Transformers as a franchise is one that I think always has to evolve. Well, if you can't just get locked into the same thing, but there also still has to be, but in those kind of continuities, there should still be like a consistent vision throughout, like even like these different continuities. Like, okay, like like, okay, Bayverse ain't G1 or Beast Wars, but like it's its own universe, it has its own vision, and it's pretty concise. But now, what if for a second, just out of nowhere, for like one of the movies, Michael Bay decided, okay, all the robots are gonna look like rescue bots, like just, and now it's gonna be like the adventures of like, and now it's gonna be more akin to like Spy Kids, which like and like people like the whole point of like the Bay films is like they're supposed to be okay, what if mankind actually had to deal with giant robot invasion, we'd be fucked. Or another thing is like what's another one that's kind of interesting around those, like the IDW comics also are like, okay, it's all in Cybertron. It's got a little bit of Japanese influence, like with the art style, but also let's dive more into like the I almost said the psychiatry, the psychology of these characters. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Also, Big Strain says, I remember you from TFCon when you walked out with one of Jobby's figures. That review was cool. Thank you. Glad people like that video. I'm glad people like that video. Well, I actually wasn't sure how well it was gonna do, even with Jobby's guest role. But thank you. I paid Jobby in worms. I paid him in worms. But actually, oh boy. Do you mind if I say something real quick about like consistency of vision, real quick, and then you can read what they said. So, something I find interesting is with that show Cyberworld that's been coming on YouTube, is weirdly the response to it is more overall positive than Earthspark, and I think the reason for that is Cyberworld knows what it wants to be. It wants to be like a kind of goofy, fun, like, let's have a little bit of wacky adventures with Optimus Primes and pals. And while it's not, like, super ambitious, weirdly, as a result, it kind of feels a lot more like it knows what it wants to be. Whereas, infamously, Earthspark started off intriguing, and then the creative team got switched out, and the new creative team had no idea what to do. They were just throwing around a lot of ideas, and it all kind of fumbled apart. So sometimes a consistent vision, and even if it's one I don't necessarily agree with, is a much better road to go down than if you're just doing, this, than if you are just completely reinventing the wheel. Anyhow, you're up. The Transformers are all dead. Like that one Shockwave post. Yeah, in fact, they even say some Autobots and Decepticons are even still kind of around because Ravages. Big Strain wants to know, how did Jobby and I get involved? Actually, it's kind of funny. Mensch and I have both worked with Jobby. Well, you just. Oh, we just reached out. We just reached out to him. We kind of said, "Hey, are you up for this?" And sometimes he might say no, and for us, he said yes, and we're very. Yeah, no, that's another thing I'm gonna let you guys in on. We love the guy, but sometimes getting him to respond can be a pain. I'm just gonna be honest. Love you, Jobbles. Yeah. Yeah. Love you, Jobbles, but at the same time, God, sometimes getting in contact with him can be a pain. Yeah, and for Jobby, he did voice acting for another project called I'm working on, albeit called Tomo Miho. It's like this film I'm working on. Right now that project I'm kind of taking my time with. I'm working on with some other animators for. Right now, what we're doing is doing key poses so that we could look a little bit more professional when we launch like some kind of like crowdfunding campaign and the like. Because the thing is also with the cameo, originally it was a thing where like I had an idea when I was writing the script. I had an idea in my head wouldn't it be neat if I got Jobby for this, because technically it was his figure, and it could be something kind of neat to have him be in as like a little cameo. And so I wrote two versions of the script. One where he did appear, and one where he doesn't appear. But he said yes, so we worked from there. Originally he was gonna be green screen, but that would have been too hard for him. So I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'm just gonna animate you, and I'm gonna do it in the style of haha, you clowns." Which, if you've never seen haha, you clowns, it's a very, how do I put this? It's a very dry Adult Swim show by that Joe Kappa guy. And it's not going to be for everyone's taste, but I quite like it. Imagine like essentially imagine Home Improvement, but like a lot of the scenarios are treated like surreal horror, or sometimes. But they still like weirdly love each other a lot. It's kind of funny. Munch. Speaking of Adult Swim, just because it's one of those TV channels or programs where they kind of throw a lot of shit at the wall, see what sticks, and sometimes it works, it doesn't. What is an Adult Swim series that a lot of people love, or it's really well loved, but you just couldn't get into? Only rule: no live action stuff. Too easy. Or you notice there's like a big following for it, and you couldn't really get into it. Squidbill, yeah, I can't call myself a big super fan of Squidbill. Although, that's fair. It is one of those shows where it's like, and it's by the same guy, one of the same guys who did Squidbillies, so that kind of also explains it. But there are sometimes shows where no. Yeah, it's like an edgy adult show, but at the same time, it's like there's something to the way King of the Hill is written. Like before I watched the reboot, I watched every episode of King of the Hill. And let me tell you, even during like the weaker seasons, I think it's still pretty reasonably strong. Uh, you win some, you lose some. Not necessarily. I'm trying to think of another one that's like, did you say, I'm trying to think of another one where it's like, for me, it was like, it's clearly one with like a big following, but for one reason or another, I just could not. I've only seen clips of Super Jail. My thing actually with Super Jail is it's fun, like in the clips I saw, but the thing is, the same creators will go on to do a show called Ball Masters, and Ball Masters is so fucking good. Like, Ball Masters is, it's one of those shows that make you go, you guys could do this all along? Like, Ball Masters is extremely funny and gorgeously animated. Like, holy shit. I try to, for me, like the Adult Swim show, I just can't understand. Well, I said no live action at the beginning, but I just hate Tim and Eric, man. Some of their stuff is funny in a bubble, like a little bit of like that, but a little bit like that, but otherwise I just watch it and I'm just like, it feel. There were a lot of these kind of weird alternative kind of comedians that were getting popular at the time, and some of them are really funny, and then you got Tim and Eric, where it's just kind of like the one for the quote unquote normal people. Where I'm saying like Tim and Eric is like the Epic Penguin of Spooky Doom of all the Adult Swim. It was one of those like basically lull to random kind of humor. Which that style of comedy can be done right. But yeah. I think what works with Eric genre, I almost called him Eric genre. The whole genre of Eric. I think what makes him work a lot better is because there's a weird kind of grounding with him. Like he'll do those like interviews is where he'll meet up with people or just kind of get like genuine reactions. And that kind of gives him a weird sense of grounding, and that I think makes it him a lot more funny. Although, as far as lulls to like wacky random humor, we cannot forget the queens of lull epic random humor, the so wacky foam adventure. I love Foam Adventure. Did you ever see the anniversary video they put out for it? Yeah, no, and it's just them. It's actually really funny. It's them looking at a birthday cake made out of foam with a candle in it, looking sadly at it, going, "We had foam. We had it." It was like, it's one of those things where like they were kind of aware of how like goofy it was, but still had fun with it. So, and I you know what, respect. Okay. All right, great news, guys. I finished the Gundam's deck. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Actually, this is a... Oh, get in there. Cover your deck! Actually, Mensch. Do you want to see a mech design that I kind of both love and yet also kind of hate? I want you to look up the Turn A Gundam. Like turn as in like, you know, turning around. Oh. It's a Gundam design I both kind of love, but also kind of like go, oh dear. So, I actually dig the mustache, but my problem is, why is he rocking out with his cock out? Like, I'm not imagining things, right? The way, like, those, like, crystals or whatever are positioned, it looks like a dick. Fun little factoid about that show. That was actually that was the first and possibly the only Gundam designed by an American. Yeah. It's like, oh, we've brought on this we brought this American on. I'm sure he's going to give fresh new input, and inspire and give us like some cool input. Give it a mushroom, give it a deck. What would darn depth? By the way, I should note something actually for the viewers at home, just because some of them are probably wondering who you are. This guy is Mensch. He is a close friend of mine, and he does 3D model work, and also is really into Transformers, Bionicle, Warhammer, and several others. Yeah, not Gundam. Honestly, yeah. I did. Actually, it's fun. Hey, Bix. You know. Yeah, it's kind of funny because Zaku's in universe are meant to be like kind of like the mass-produced kind of semi-disposable troops, but they actually are still like. It's impressive how like they're still very charming in that regard. Yeah. I've been watching the original series so far, and it's been a fun time. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I will say, for Gundam, so far I'm more so into the toys than I am the show, but that could all change. And I've only seen the OG Gundam and also, what's it called? This weird chibi, this weird spin-off from like the early 2000s called SD Gundam Force, where it's a weird thing. The Gundams are alive, for one. Also, it's CGI animated, and it's a lot more fantastical and also a little bit wackier. So at the time, a lot of people hated it, although I did see some people saying, "Oh, I actually like that show." I think that's definitely like having now having watched some of the Japanese Transformers, the closest there is to that, I think, is what's it called? Super God Master Force, which that was more so done just because Pretenders are the latest toy. We gotta advertise them somehow. So there's one there's a Brave series where I do think I don't think it's 100% the case of Transformers, but I do think there is kind of this thing where sometimes it feels like they don't want to stray too far away from like mech pilots, because there was a series of the Brave series where the humans turned into the robots, and people. And from what I can tell, that's like the least popular one. And just because everybody likes the robots being separate characters. Feck. I'll fix it. Hold up. I think I know what happened. Shit. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, thank you, Bench. There was a it was a very unpopular idea. So for the next series, but I guess they still wanted to cling on to the idea. So for the next series, Gal Gaigar, they were like, okay, we'll have the just the lead robot have like a human form. And he's still available to him at any time. And he still gets like the cool alt mode, and all the other robots are, you know, all the other robots get to be robots. Which... Oh, yeah. There is, yeah, like, yeah, Frontier. God, Frontier, what a weird show that was. So, the thing is with Digimon Frontier is that, if I remember, this is probably wrong, but at the time, Digimon, the virtual pet craze was kind of dying down, and they were like, oh, okay, well, Super Sentai is still really, or Power Rangers is still really popular. In fact, Power Rangers is also big in America too right now. Let's make a series that's more akin to Super Sentai than Digimon. And people, and at the time, a lot of people didn't watch it because, you know, they wanted to watch Digimon. If they wanted... It could... Yes, they were. Yeah, no, and Lego legit said no, we're not doing that. Fuck off. Yeah. And the funny, yeah. As for how Frontier is as a show, Shike says is it favorite. I did watch it, and the kind of it's got some neat ideas, but it just doesn't do anything really that well with them. And also, it suffers from the fact that it gives like the main two characters way too much to do, and everyone else kind of suffers. Also, Shafi, in case you're wondering, we are at a stage I like to call Love Nugget stage, where he's, oh, yeah, and he just fell out of there. I'll figure out how this guy's like meant to articulate. I'm sure there's like, I mean, we joke about that, but Optimus, how many Optimus Prime G1s are there? I mean, I will say for Gundam, this one actually does do a lot of different stuff, like internally in terms of engineering. And I will say it's kind of interesting with like the RX-78, how there are some ones that are a lot. Actually, I read something online, and I think this is actually an acceptable use case for re-releasing the RX-78. Apparently, from what I can tell, they use the RX-78, which is like the OG one, to test out new engineering and new molding techniques. They basically like, okay, it's gonna sell no matter what, because it's the grandpa. Let's use it as our excuse to like test all sorts of new stuff. Which, what do you want? Yeah. Uh, yeah, the closest we got right now are Bandai do these really Bandai and Blokey's both do model kits for Star Wars, and they made the Stormtroopers. And from what I can tell, they might, they might, they might make they might do Clone Troopers. I'm not sure about that. But I yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, actually, I was gonna say sometimes it's because more human-like designs are a little bit tricky, but it's totally possible. Actually, I recently I, I got a model kit of a Luna Maria Hawk from Gundam, and the thing is, like, it's for a model kit. You couldn't tell. This looks like more like a Figma or a FigArts figure, and it's super well articulated too. So really nice. The only part that was painted was the default face it comes with. You get options for water slide decals for other facial expressions on some blank faces. Actually, you know what I'd also love, Mensch? Yeah, it would be nice to get some Halo stuff like or like. Yeah. I also would love more model kits for like kaiju. Um, yeah, like recently I got. Yeah, and no, some of them are double. And oh, and I just think it'd be nice because if you kind of think about it, a lot of them are already kind of monocolors, so making model kits is not outside of realm possibility. I have the I actually have the Blokey's kit of the nine-tailed fox from Naruto Kurama, and it's actually, it's kind of like looking at like a vision for what is possible. No, although that figure has a lot of issues. Future review, but And also, I will say with Blokies, as someone who's now like built quite a bit of model kits, they're nice, but also they're very. There's also something very basic about them too. They're very essentially, yeah. Which they're trying to keep the cost low, but at the same time, I kind of wish. Yeah, I think the one that like, actually there was one Blokies kit I almost bought in China, and I'm very glad I didn't because later on I looked at a video of it to see it in action, and it's one of the most pathetic model kits, quote unquote, I've ever seen. It basically was all pre-painted parts, just separated like the arm, legs, and waist, torso were all already done and built and painted. You just had to click them together like a Lego. And it's like, at that point, why don't I just, why don't I just get a fucking at that point, just make an action figure, for God's sake. Yeah, and oftentimes no paint either, yeah. You have to be careful with Somali because the thigh joints are prone to breaking. Okay, thanks for the heads up. I shall remember that. Go eat, girl. God, I love / hate that post so much. It's puppy. It's that weird. It's that like girl who got into the feud with the guy who does all those shitty like cartoons that are like Funeral for Sonic or whatever. And he was being like a weirdo about her, and then it turned out she was also like a weirdo. So it's like, and she had like this giant, and she took this like giant photo. She took this photo of her eating like a shitload of McDonald's, like way more McDonald's than most people should eat, saying pups gotta eat. You got a Mickey D's? That is a fair amount of food. That is, I mean, well, you know what they say. Okay, yeah, as long as there was some sharing involved, that's a little more acceptable. Actually, I guess it could be worse. It could be like Movie Bob, where there was like a giant portion of McDonald's where someone's like, would you eat this much? Could you eat this much in a one sitting? And Movie Bob was like, That's just a normal amount of McDonald's for a human being. Yeah, no, it's, you know, there are times, I think everyone's got like the food where it's like, oh yeah, I'm not a pig, I wouldn't do that. But then they see that one thing is like, give me that shit. I'm going in. Kind of makes sense given that I think McDonald's were the first like restaurant to have like they were the restaurant to introduce the concept of the of like the chicken nugget. Not just, and I don't mean like chicken tenders. I mean like, you know, nuggets. Yeah. I could be wrong there. They're yeah, definitely. That at least. The Holy Land, you mean? Yeah, yeah, one of these days. One of these days, Lois. Isn't it crazy how like there have been plenty of fast food places that are bigger than racks, yet, yeah, like, and especially recently with like a lot of restaurants sort of talking about like, are they going to survive or not? And yet racks somehow lives. Oh, we got. I could give an explanation. Basically, Mensch and I are kind of obsessed with this one, kind of declining, like super American Rust Belt fast food chain called Rax, which used to be like a really big, which actually used to be a pretty decently big franchise in America, but through a lot of bad investments, terrible commercials, they've since like massively declined. They went from 500 to like 5, and we kind of got obsessed with this because I got because I introduced Mensch and a couple of our other friends to some of the commercials, and their infamous mascot, Mr. Delicious, who is a serious nominee for worst fast food mascot ever. He's just a middle-aged man complaining about how miserable his life is, goes tickety-dee, and then tells you to eat at Rex. That's it. Early 90s, very early 90s. Is what's funny is, yeah, so you can find that you can find their the commercials online. They're if you like seeing like really corny, like just awful commercials, these are a gold mine. Oh, no. And they really did try like everything all at once to try and survive. When we went, like Rax's big thing is roast beef, but the thing is, during their kind of financial decline, they were trying everything. Apparently, they once had a pizza bar and a Chinese bar. Unfortunately, when we went, they no longer had it. Because no, like you go there now, it's like it's super like Rust Belt kind of era. Like you really get the sense of like it's Gary, Indiana, but like a fast food restaurant. Actually, I shouldn't be that mean. Even Gary's trying to recover. Yeah, no. We even asked some people. That's why Mr. Delicious will make a comeback. Now they can relate. But yeah. Yeah. I'll just say, if you guys want to know, the Rex we went to was in Illinois, and it was in Joliet. Which, if you know anything about Joliet, Illinois, immediately, some of you are probably going, "Oh, no wonder." No fucking wonder that place was so depressing. All right, see ya. How does this attach? Got it. This is definitely some of the more complicated arms I've experienced so far. I think I'm going to stop streaming in a little bit, but I still want to get like this arm done. C6. This is going to be one hell of an arm. C5. I need E6. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, we got our first hands. G20, G90. And G4 and G15. Okay. Is there any big fancy movement for this one? Okay, I'll attach the arm for now. Actually, no, I won't. All right. Bro, no way. I'm building the same kit. I let off on page 10. I am on page 12. So I think I'm actually gonna stop here for now, just because I wanna relax a bit before I gotta go meet up with my wife later. And yeah, this is looking cool so far. Very, very cool kit. Still got a ways to go. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a break for now. Oh dear. Okay, B. So, I'm gonna call it there for now. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a wonderful day. Please subscribe if you haven't so far. New review tomorrow. Definitely check it out. That's not it. See y'all later.